Have you ever looked at your life and wondered, why does this keep happening to me? Why do some people get to attract everything that they want, while others keep hitting the same walls over and over again? Like, is it luck? Is it fate? Or could there be something else going on? What if, without even realizing it, you were the one creating everything that happens to you? Now, that's the idea behind one of the most talked about spiritual books ever written, which is Conversations by God by Neale Donald Walsch. And whether you believe in God or not, what this book reveals about how reality actually works can completely change the way you see your life. So, in this video, I'm going to break down the book's core teachings into 4 clear lessons so that you can start using it right now to change how you experience life. First, we'll look at why you are far more powerful than you've been led to believe. Then we'll break down the exact process that life uses to create through you. After that, you'll discover the missing ingredient that turns ideas into reality. And then finally, we'll end with how to live as the creator, which is creating consciously every single day. And so all of this begins with one simple shift in perspective, and that is remembering who you are. So the book starts with a truth that most of us forget, and that is that you are not separate from what created you. You are the expression of the same energy that shaped the stars, that shaped the oceans, that shaped the galaxies. And because you were made in that image, you share in its power to create. And so the book states that the moment that you remember this, your life can stop being about survival and you trying to prove yourself to the outside world, and it can become about creation, because you are not here to find out what life has planned for you. You are here to decide what life will be. And most people never realize that. They think that they are discovering life. But what the book says is that you are the one that gets to invent life. Like, you are the one that gets to choose what happens to you. And the way that you do this is through thought, word, and deed. And deed is just another word for action, but deed is the word that is used within the book. And so when you forget that you are creating your reality every single day with thought, word, and deed, your life starts to feel random. But when you remember, everything starts to make sense. Every experience that you go through, you can envision it as a mirror, mirroring back to you what you need to heal, what you need to work through, so that you can start getting to the creations that you want, because life is just reflecting back to you the vibration that you are currently at. And so when these things are presented to you, it's for you to work through them so that you can get to the creation that you want for yourself. But most people never do the inner work to get to that creation. They want to give up before the creation happens, because things get difficult and people start irritating them, and situations start irritating them, and things, negative things in quotation marks, start happening. But those things are happening to help you create the things that you want. And we have to go through that experience to get the things that we want, because the experiences, it's not there to make you blame yourself. It's there to bring awareness, because the awareness allows you to remember who you really are, which is a being of choice and a being of consciousness. And so this moves you from being the victim to the creator, and you stop waiting for life to change, and you start realizing that it has been waiting for you to create through it. And so how does this creation process actually happen? Well, God in the book explains that all things follow a simple but perfect sequence. Number 1 is thought, number 2 is word, number 3 is deed. Now I'm going to use the word deed and action interchangeably because they mean the same thing. And so you have to realize that everything you experience begins in the unseen. It begins as a thought. Everything that you see in your reality right now, it all started as a thought. Someone thought it. Steve Jobs thought to create the iPhone. Elon Musk thought to create electric cars. And so everything starts with a thought. And then it gains strength through the words that you speak. And then finally it becomes real through what you do. And that's how the universe expresses itself through you. And so let's start with step number 1 of the creation process, which is thought. Thought is the seed of creation. And everything starts here, because a thought is the seed of every reality you'll ever know. What I mean by that is that each time you hold a thought, you give it energy, and energy always seeks to take form. And so if your thoughts are full of fear, you will find more things to be fearful of, or life will present more things for you to fear because you are resonating at that vibration. If your thoughts are full of possibility, you will start noticing opportunities that could have potentially always been there, but you maybe potentially weren't aware of it before because you weren't looking to it. But at the same time, if your thoughts are full of possibility, you are attracting more possibility to you. It's how you create synchronicity in your life. And so your thoughts are just creative tools. They are there to help you think consciously and to plant deliberately. And so pause yourself for a moment and ask yourself, what am I thinking into existence right now? Like, what are the thoughts that are running through your brain? Maybe document it, like write it down, like what is actually going on in your mind, because you have to remember you are not your mind. Your mind is a tool that allows you to survive and allows you to get things done, but your mind is just a tool. You are the conscious awareness that is observing life. You are behind your mind. And so you need to use your mind as a tool and not let it run the show. And so that's thought. The second step of creation is word. Word is the power of declaration. And so words are just thoughts which are made stronger. So when you speak, you bring the invisible into the physical. And so every I am statement is a command to life itself. Because when you say I am, you are declaring that is what you are. And this is a issue, like when people go to when people are struggling with like addiction and they go to those addiction meetings and they say I am an alcohol addict, or I'm addicted to alcohol. They are declaring that they are always going to be addicted to alcohol because they keep saying that, they keep repeating it to themselves, and therefore life has to give them more situations which makes them behave like an alcoholic. And so instead of saying I am an alcoholic, like why did they make them say that? Like rather say I am a recovering alcoholic, or I am getting over alcoholism. Because the I am statement is your command to life itself. Same as if you say I am unlucky or I am not enough, you are reinforcing those realities, and life has no choice but to push that back to you, to show that to you, because that is the reality that you are creating for yourself. But when you say I am ready, I am powerful, I am loved, you start shifting your frequency, and the world has to shift with you, because these are the laws of the universe. And your words build momentum. They teach your mind and your body what to believe. So don't just describe what you want, declare it as if it has already happened, because that is becoming the next version of yourself. So that is word. Then the third part of creation is deed, which is action, the act of alignment. Now this is where your ideas turn into matter. Deed or action isn't about forcing things to happen. It's about aligning your actions with what you've already declared to be true, with what you've already decided to be true. If you say I am peace, but live in constant conflict with yourself, then you are out of tune with your own creation. But when your thoughts, your words, and your actions move together, creation stops being a struggle and it becomes natural to you. And at that point, it's not a question of if, it's just a question of when you will get the things that you are creating. Now in the book, God also speaks about faith and gratitude. And he said that there's one piece that holds the creation process together. And it's faith and gratitude, because he says that faith, people don't understand faith. He said faith isn't wishing, it's a knowing. It's the quiet certainty that what you've imagined already exists, even if you can't see it yet. That is faith. And then gratitude is how you anchor that in knowing. So when you give thanks in advance, you are saying to life, I trust you. And that is what pulls your manifestations and your creations faster towards you. It's what it pulls the invisible into view. And so how do you bring this all together? Like, how do you live as the creator? In my opinion, living as the creator means that you are walking through life aware, knowing in every moment that you are going through the creative process of creating. Every thought that you think, every word that you speak, every action that you say, they all ripple outward. They all push forward from your vibration, and they shape what you experience next. And so instead of judging what is in front of you, choose to learn from it. Like, ask yourself, what is life showing to me in this moment. Like, what do I need to work on in order to get to the creations that I want for myself? Even the painful parts, like especially the painful parts, like the parts where you don't want to learn from it, the things that trigger you, the things that make you angry, they show you where your energy has been. And that is the moment that you can see clearly. And then here's the amazing part: you get to choose again. You always get to choose again. And that choice of choosing again is made consciously. When made consciously, creates the new timeline for yourself. And that is how transformation happens. It's by facing the things that you have already created and owning them. Owning, like, this is what you've created. You've created this experience in your life. And you don't have to judge yourself. You don't have to shame yourself. It's just showing you what you have created. Now you get the choice to choose again and make a new creation and create a new timeline for yourself. Because living consciously doesn't mean being perfect. It just means being aware. When the fear shows up, don't fight it. Just notice it. Ask yourself, is this what I want to create more of? If not, breathe. And choose differently. That is conscious creation, and that is what it means to live as God intended. Now, here's another simple truth that I learned from the book. You don't attract what you want, you just simply attract what you are. And so to create love, you have to become love. To create abundance, you have to act abundantly, and you have to be abundant. And to create more peace in your life, you have to live peacefully. Like we've spoken about, life just mirrors your energy back to you. Your life just mirrors your energy back to you. And so you have to be first, and then you get to have. You don't get to have without being. And so the more you embody what you desire, the faster it appears to you, because life has to bend to your will. You are the creator. And that is how you create heaven on earth, with one conscious choice at a time. And so I want to leave you with a powerful prayer that you can say every single day to yourself, to help you remind you of your abilities as the creator. And it goes like this: Beloved Source, remind me always that I am you, expressing in human form. Through every thought, word, and deed, may I remember that I am never separate. May I create with love, speak with truth, and act with grace, bringing heaven to earth through my being. And just to end this, if you like, I've created a practical guide that you can read daily based on the teachings of this book to help you step into more of your creator mode and live more consciously. It's very quick. You can go through it and read it every single day to help remind you of the powerful being that you are. And you can get it with the link below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Cheers.